Most of us have seen Canada's world-famous precision flying team, the Snowbirds. But this time on Journeys, we'll take a bit of a different look. We'll take you inside the cockpit to fly with the Snowbirds and behind the scenes to meet the first woman to join the team.
Look at same line.
Not one answer.
Hi, I'm Lauren Millar. Welcome to Journeys. And this is Snowbird number 7, one of 9 tutor jets that make up the Snowbirds Precision Flying Team. Now, there's no doubt that it's the pilots who are the stars of the show when the Snowbirds perform. But there are 10 people on the ground here who make sure these machines are in top form for flight. This time on Journeys, you'll meet one of those people, airframe technician Corporal Marlene Shillingford. It was Marlene's greatest dream to become a snowbird. And when that dream came true, Marlene became the first woman ever to make the team. We are going to see the Snowbirds fly through Marlene's eyes, and she will tell you life with the Snowbirds is beyond any dream.
So we just recorded in our book, and it's just a little chart in it. You just write down all the numbers in it and then subtract it from the last time. Okay. And it gives you how many G's you pulled.
At 25, Marlene Shillingford is the youngest snowbird. She joined the Armed Forces 6 years ago, and after 3 tries, she finally made the Snowbirds team. The first time she applied, she was just a private. The second time, they told her she still needed more experience. And before she applied the third time, she'd worked so hard, they couldn't say no. Her friends say that kind of determination is one of her finest qualities.
I go and I check the intake.
I said to myself, wow, that seems like a really hard trade, and it's, you know, it's not a normal role for a female. Not that that's very important or anything, but I said, well, I want to see if I can do it. And then I didn't think at first, before going into it, that I'd actually get through it, and I got through it, and now I'm on Snowbirds.
Just check for security. This is the flight controls. Make sure they have free movement still. And there's bolts and stuff like that that we still look at there. Same for here. Make sure everything is tight. Nothing's come loose. Free movement. Same with the flaps. Make sure there's no leaks. Have your flap action.
Marlene is showing me just what she does as an airframe technician for Snowbird number 7. She takes care of hydraulics, flight controls, landing gear, the air conditioning and pressurization systems.
They come down for a show, but for the media
Each of the 9 Snowbird jets has a pilot and a technician assigned to it, and each technician has a specialization, be it engines or radar or electrical systems. Marlene chose her specialization as an airframe technician as a route to the Snowbirds team.
This is the tailpipe. Right. I just check under here for cracks, and this is where the diesel comes out of. Comes spurts out of here, and then the heat turns it into smoke. Oh, and that's how you get your smoke.
Okay.
I've been doing it for 6 years. So.
It's amazing.
Like, because this is the same aircraft that we work in Moose Jaw, this primary trainer for the Canadian Forces. So I've worked on this aircraft for 6 years. Just now I'm on the Snowbirds.
This time it's...
The force exerted on the airframe of these jets can be 7 times the force of gravity, and they fly within a meter of each other. So there's little margin for error, whether you're a pilot or a technician.
They operate the landing gear and the flaps.
This is an incredible amount of responsibility. Does it feel like a...
Oh yes, it is. You have to do your checks very well, and because you know these pilots depend on you to make sure that aircraft is in top shape for the performances. Yeah. So you have to do a really good job, and it is a lot of responsibility.
Is it stressful? I mean, do you feel stress when you're going around and checking things and making sure that you...
No, because like they train you very well, and in Moose Jaw, just like I said, 6 years experience on doing the same thing. I'm not like in Moose Jaw, the training part of it, when they do their flights in Moose Jaw.
So you feel really comfortable with it?
Oh yeah.
What would you say the part of the team you are? I mean, you're the airframe technician, and so something goes wrong, you do find a problem. Then how does it get resolved?
Then we'll all get together, the ground crew, and like usually when we go on a transient and we land at the show site that we're at, we'll have a meeting. And then the ground crew will get together and we'll discuss any of the aircraft, any problems that have happened while they were flying. like it's usually minor things, and we'll discuss what went wrong, and then we'll discuss how to fix it, and then we'll fix it.
Are you getting accustomed to announcing?
Oh, definitely. Now that it's almost the end of the season, you know, we've learned the routine, so I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with it.
Right. It's just one of those things that you're just with the Snowbirds. That's it. That's great.
It's more than just I'm just with the Snowbirds. It's every time you watch the show, when they go out, we watch it, and you still get goosebumps, and
You do?
every time.
Because they represent the best of the Canadian forces, the Snowbirds have their own set of rules. Each member is assigned to the team for 2 years. And during that time, military protocol is much more relaxed than usual. Everyone works together, officers and enlisted personnel. They even use first names. And when you're on the road together for 6 months out of a year, you become much like family.
Never did figure out where the house was. Is it right in there? Did you see it?
Just up the wall on the side.
We did most of our stuff.
It's a family tradition with the Snowbirds to fly over a team member's home when they can. So when they flew over Newmarket, Ontario, Marlene's old neighborhood got quite a show. Sometimes life as a snowbird can be a little more like showbiz than like the military. Autograph sessions like these are just part of the tour.
Is that your sister? Yeah.
You gonna come and watch your Snowbirds this weekend?
There you go. Nice to meet you too.
You want mine as big?
Hi.
Bigger.
How are you?
Bigger. Sure, buddy.
You gonna go to the air show on the weekend? No. Aw, it's too bad.
You know, I got 2 here.
There you go. Nice to meet you too.
How you doing?
Hi.
There you go.
How are you? You gonna see the show this weekend? Yeah.
Saturday.
Have you ever seen the snow?
Marlene usually shrugs off the fact that she's the first woman on the team. But it is a big deal for some.
I was just wondering, what's it like to be like a
What
girl
happened?
with like all these guys?
My dream.
With all these guys. Oh, it's like having 20 older brothers. We have a lot of fun together. No, it's a lot of fun. They're good guys.
Because like if you just started, would you like really embarrassed?
No, most of the guys, the ground crew, I've known for 6 years. So I've worked with them for 6 years. I've known them, so we're all really good friends. So it's a lot of fun. So this is fun. That's your flight suit.
All right. So
Marlene flies from air show to air show in Snowbird 7 with the pilot, Frank Bergnac. And every chance she gets, she takes the controls and actually flies the jet. But another thrill is just going with Frank during practice sessions. Well, she talked about it so much, and yet how indescribable it was, that I begged her for a chance to go. And you have to be careful what you beg for. You might get it.
Did you go through it the first time that you went up?
I was nervous, but I got to go up before I joined the team. So I knew what it was going to be like, but it was exciting. I was a little nervous because it was the actual show they were practicing.
Oh,
So that for the
really?
first
So you went
time.
through the whole thing?
Yeah.
It wasn't just sort of a little demonstration? Wow,
As Frank approached the jet, Marlene was strapping me into the seat.
Frank,
Hi.
how you doing?
Good. Yourself? Good to step in?
I certainly am.
My pilot, Frank Bergnac, he's just wonderful, and they teach us how to fly and stuff like that, and let us take control, and that's the best part. And it's so hard to explain because when you're flying, pulling G's and stuff like that, and it's amazing.
Even though I'd been given a 2-hour briefing, I was still a tad nervous as Marlene went over the ejection drill one last time. It was disconcerting to strap on a parachute while hearing Marlene casually talk about when you eject, or more to the point, when you regain consciousness after you eject.
Does that feel tight?
It certainly got my adrenaline flowing.
Is that choking or anything? Oh, not choking. Okay, you don't have to put
I was strapped into the seat, parachute and all, with a belt around my legs and over my shoulders, not to mention a camera strapped to my helmet. My survival gear was under my seat.
The goggles once we turn on the engine and stuff. I'll handle this. This will allow us to contact.
And then I started to sweat. Now, I wasn't necessarily nervous. It was really hot in there, with flight suit, helmet, and oxygen mask on. Frank assured me that very soon we would start to feel air conditioning. He also asked me that if I felt sick, could I please take off the oxygen mask, turn off the volume on the intercom, and then grab the boarding pass. That's the airsick bag. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. Surrounded by Snowbird jets and just meters apart.
Turning right around the building and the CN tower.
Unbelievable. I realize I'm repeating myself, but this was unbelievable. This is no roller coaster ride. On these turns, Frank was very kind. Often a turn like this can pack a 6G force, or 6 times the force of normal gravity. He says we only pulled 3 Gs on this trip. While I do believe him, my head felt like it was the shape of a football right now, and forced back in the seat by some invisible hand. Now I know what Marlene is talking about. This is a thrill that goes way beyond words. The power, the G-force, the exhilaration of flying on your head. This is amazing.
Snowbird's back with you.
So, how was it?
Oh, Marlene.
Fantastic, eh?
Absolutely incredible.
Pretty amazing, eh?
Amazing. I just couldn't believe it. Now I know what you're talking about. It was just,
It's hard to explain, eh? Just slide that up. Good, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
oh,
Sorry.
God.
I can't put it anywhere, so. There you go, just stand on the seat again. Put your left leg on here.
Okay.
That goes right in there. There you go.
I'm good, eh? That was amazing.
Let's take this off.
When Journeys continues, we'll take you to Canada's biggest air show, and we'll meet Marlene Shillingford's very proud family.
Most of the aircraft that we'll be seeing today are parked.
The Snowbirds perform at more than 50 air shows a year across North America. Today, Marlene is preparing for one of the biggest, the Toronto International Air Show.
Sets the standard worldwide for
Today, the grand finale will be Canada's own Snowbirds. People gather from miles around to see aircraft of all kinds.
Canadian International Air Show.
Marlene Shillingford goes about her routine like she does before any flight. But today is special in another way. Marlene's parents have come back to Canada from their new home in Dominica for the first time since she became a snowbird. Marlene's parents moved to the Caribbean 3 years ago, where her dad works in the family construction business. They followed Marlene's career with pride. When she was accepted as a snowbird, they were the first ones that she phoned. And they've looked forward to this show for months.
Yes, we are. Oh, yeah.
Snowbirds, check in. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's have a good show, guys. You wish you had that ball spectacular.
1903 edition of the Canadian International Air Show.
She was right. Straight ahead.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Oh. Gorgeous. Not the seagull. Marnie was telling me last night, she says, Mom, when you hear the music and everything that coming in, she says, it's gorgeous. It is. It's beautiful.
Right toward you.
I gotta take some pictures.
No.
Can't take some pictures.
Look at that.
Oh. I've got lots of film. Look at that.
They'll come right round front.
Wait till we
The
get
Canadian forces in Moose Jaw. As the 9-plane formation comes in from the right, they will set up for the classic.
How close they are. I know, but is it 3.5 feet?
I wonder what her grandfather would say. What my father would say. Yeah. It's like
Thank you. Look at that. Oh, look how close. But in the pictures, they look red and white.
Yeah.
And they don't look.
It's difficult to see the colors, yeah, on a bright day
You can
like
see the
this.
white.
Yeah.
But you can't see it. It's just like one big plane.
Yes, I know. They're so perfect together.
Isn't that beautiful, Michelle? It's just like one big plane flying like so.
Amazing how they all stay straight, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, it is amazing.
The snowbirds are now turning around and will set up for the beautiful Canada Birds.
Told you that.
Dedicated to the organizers and
said no.
volunteers of the Canadian
I said we should have had more kids. I said I wanted another one, and he said no, I don't know.
Well, I think the ones you had are doing just fine.
I ain't gonna push my luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, my straight ahead as Major Ranky directs the next maneuver.
Marlene also has a surprise up her sleeve today. First, a special dedication.
Dedicate number 2, day to Howard and Rosemary Shillingford, the parents of Marlene Shillingford.
And then the snowbirds drew a gigantic heart in the sky with their smoke trails.
Oh, it's a heart!
we were all so close, and like from when I was born, we spent every single Christmas here, and it'd be all my relatives, everybody.
And on this rainy day, there was another kind of celebrating going on. Marlene's family haven't seen her for months, so it was a time to reminisce and catch up. At this family reunion, it was plain to see where Marlene gets her spirit and her confidence.
See this lovely poster Marlene sent me?
Oh, beautiful.
Our names on it, and all the teams signed it.
Oh, really?
And she sent one for her high school. I took it to the high school, and they were just, oh yeah, you know, we were going crazy about it.
So what was she like in high school?
A rebel.
Yeah, she's well.
She was a rebel.
We used to go out a lot.
Yeah.
Go to one certain bar, which I won't mention.
So what do you mean a rebel?
I don't know. Marlene was always just that way, you know. What she wants is what she wants. If she doesn't get it, look out.
That's where this from.
Hey, you wanted to be on the. You wanted to be on the rifle team.
That's ambition. That's
she was on that rifle team, and there's hell to pay she didn't get it.
Actually, no, he's lying. He's lying. No, I loved rifle shooting, and when we first started out doing it, I was all right with it, and then I carried on, and I got on. We were on the team, and
We were bike racing, and she went down the ramp. She fell down. She went around the corner. She fell down. She went around the corner. She fell down. She got back and she said, "I'm never doing this again." And she kept at it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, what happened at the end of that?
By the end, she was really.
She was what? She was number one.
That's right.
Number one in Ontario.
Girls. She was
So many
really, really well.
BMX.
And then we joined cadets.
I remember that.
So have you seen her in her uniform or just pictures?
Well, that's in the uniform last night. Yeah.
That was the first time?
Yeah. With the Snowbirds uniform. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's it feel like?
Oh, I'm proud.
I guess so.
I'm up.
Yeah?
Steady high. I'm up there.
Just wait till Saturday. You're gonna cry now? I love you. You haven't seen her for a long time.
Well, you know.
This is happy, dear.
A year last April since we saw her.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Well, you're going to be all teary. Oh, boy. So what makes you proud?
I don't know. It's just that for someone to know what they want to do from a time at a very young age.
Mm-hmm. So, from a very young age, you knew
Well,
that?
when I was in cadets, we used to, actually a friend of mine, Jonathan, he's here, he introduced me to cadets and brought me in to see what it was like, and I stayed in, and we used to watch snowbird movies all the time, and never have I ever dreamed that I'd ever be a part of that team. It was just so spectacular to watch them on video, and then to see them actually flying, and so then that's how I got into the forces. I decided that's something that I wanted to do. If you have a goal and a dream, that you go for it and you don't let anybody get in your way at all, and you just work really hard, and dreams do come true.
One of the greatest challenges of Marlene Shillingford's career was competing for a spot on the Snowbirds team. One of the reasons that she set that goal for herself in the first place is because she thought it was something that was just beyond her grasp. Her greatest dream was to one day prepare a plane for a snowbird pilot. Now, if there's one thing that I've learned through meeting Corporal Shillingford and her friends and her family and her colleagues, it's this. What Marlene wants, Marlene gets. Now, she's embarrassed when people say that about her, but she does admit she's ambitious and she's determined. She doesn't know right now what her next career move is. After all, what could top the excitement of being with the Snowbirds? But we know that whatever she sets her sights on, she's bound to make it happen. For Journeys, I'm Lauren Millar.